Hello, everybody. Hello. I welcome everyone new. First of all, there was a bunch of new subscribes because I put that common planner video together. And so I'm glad some of you stuck around. I was trying to be helpful with that, and I am going to be following up with that. I'm thinking about this next week just with my impressions of using the planner without I believe it's just called a pencil board. With all the stickers at the top and in the months, there's pillowing going on, and that's okay, right? But I wanted to kind of show it from the side a little bit more because I've been using it a little bit more. When I released that, I had pretty much just put the stickers in and then just started a tiny little bit. Like you just saw a little bit of my planning in there, but I've been using it for now a week and a half-ish. I'm getting a pencil board next week and a cover for it. So I do like the clear cover on it, but if I put it down on anything, then it starts to warp a little bit. So I'm just getting it. It was just a cheap cover. I just wanted something that could take more scratches. I did not travel proper, but I did take it out of my home. Most of my planners stay in my home, but I was taking it on the go and found, I was like being precious with it. So, just a few things coming next week. So I might do a follow-up video towards the end of next week with that. And welcome. So mainly what I do here are plan with me's. I do plan to do some more sit down and just chats coming up. I've been having a lot of health stuff. So here on my channel, I talk about planning your energy. That's really what this is all about. I have multiple chronic illnesses and am neurodiverse. So sometimes people say they are highly sensitive or they have diagnoses of ADHD, autism, or things like that. And a lot of those conditions can leave people drained. And so when you have that, you can enjoy these videos no matter if you have these things or not. It does not matter. We all get burnt out. We all get to the point where we might have taken on too much. And so that's what this channel is really about. And the only thing that I do that a lot of other planners may not do, I've seen other planners do this, but not as often, is I do pull cards from a tarot deck. I'm currently using this one, and this is the one I pulled last week. And so I just pull one a week. And to me, it gives me a lot of insight on how to look at my problems differently. So it's like looking at a picture, it's taking its meanings and going, how could I look at a really important, because what happens is your mind thinks of what is most important and it jumps to the forefront of your mind. And it takes that perspective, and it's so fascinating how it works. It actually gives you new ideas on how to approach that issue or problem or trying to navigate your way around something. So that's why I do it. If that's not your jam, then I do that every week. And the other thing is that I have a son who loves to play video games, and it's currently Friday night, and he and his dad, my husband, we're all three of us, those two are out on the couch having a grand old time, and I'm not going to butt in on that because I think they're allowed to have fun on a Friday night, right? Anyway, so you might hear them screaming in the background. My son is autistic, so sometimes he gets loud and excited during playing games. So that's okay. We are planning from April 17th through the 23rd. We're covering over Earth Day. That's interesting. I have a lot going on. This may not look like a lot, but there's a lot here. So what I do is I go month by month by putting in these time strips. Last year, I put in all these time strips from the beginning of the year, but this year I've been fluctuating because the time strips, actually, I have them right here. I've been dividing them in half, and they're actually 25 hours. So I have a 7 to 6 and a 7 to 7. And I'm just trying to maximize my use of these. Got a little confused when I ordered these. I was assuming they were more like a 12-hour, but yeah, no, these work just fine. Oh, well, I thought they would be 12 and 12, kind of more 7 to 6 actually is what I thought. But it's kind of nice to have a 7 sometimes. So this month we're going to 7 as I use these up. And then I'll be able to use these next year. I do plan on using Makselife next year. I am finding the Common Planner really intriguing because there's so much that you can put in there. I had never... Well, so my journey of planners was, and I still have my old ones, I had a vertical, was like my first kind of official one when I was doing a lot of working in the office when I could. And they were pretty much formatted this way. And I found one of them and I had, lots of little details about my first day and my last day and across multiple planners. And then I went horizontal for a while. That worked for me for a while, but for me, because of my ADHD, I need to see how things line up within hours of the day. And so when it combined my goals in this planner, that was kind of really eye-opening. So I've been using Makselife for a couple years now, and I do find reviewing once a week and seeing how I can kind of shift things to be really helpful. I also pencil things in as I go, and then I have a lot of health appointments and things kind of, whenever I go to schedule something, I go to this layout, my monthly layout here. And then I'll show you. And then as we do that month, I do color coding. And it's all in pencil because a lot of this moves. Although the pen I can't move, right? Once I put a little color dot down, you'll see some of them have little arrows that say, oh, by the way, I'm moving some of these. I'm trying to think if Laurel Denise, I have her planner as well that I'm using for work. I have all the planners that I have right now are just amazing. I think they're really amazing. This is my second year with Laurel Denise, and I've fallen back from using it a bit, but trying to see how to use that with the Common Planner. Really, for Laurel Denise, it's like a social media planner, and I've been taking a little break from that, but now I'm going to be revving some things up. So that's kind of how I use things, and then pencil things in, and then from here we're going to do, I'll make appointment stickers here. Yeah, and then fill this out and put my washi tape down. We're gonna go springtime. These are my favorite stickers, and actually I saw a bunny on my journey yesterday morning. So what I do is I go back over last week. Yeah, I think that's it from here. I did reflect upon my last week here. So that's done. I also went back. I had done this week, but then I went back and did this. So in here, I saw the bunny was a win. So I will go back to this. This is the current week. It is right here. I just had pizza for dinner because we had a long week, and that's what my son wanted. So that's what we're doing. I really wasn't sure about these stickers. So these stickers are the Sterling ink ones, and they are a different color. They do match a whole lot better in the Common Planner. This paper is very bright white, so you can kind of see they're a little off, but I'm not too precious with that. But I loved this kind of color scheme. It really is very fall-like in the middle of spring. I realized that. But there was something really calming about having this limited palette. Like we have oranges and we have the beiges and then we have the gold. So these little stickers, if you can see on there, this is sterling and both of these are sterling. So she does like the little, I don't know, accent little sparkles on there. And it was just very welcoming to open this up and go, I can have a little calm here. So this is generally how I do my layouts. I haven't been switching much up. I don't have much of a bump. I don't sticker over these because I love the font in them. I would say former graphic designer, but I'm a graphic designer because I do graphic design for my own business, which is, how would I describe it? It's hard to describe. It's ADHD, autism, chronic illness consulting. So for those who are it's a lot sometimes to be on your own and trying to figure out your life. And I help people manage it all. And this is one of the ways that I do. And I kind of demonstrate how I navigate my weeks. So this last week I had my infusion on Monday, and then by Tuesday I was pretty tired. My labs came back and they haven't shifted at all. So my doctor really wants to shift, either put me on an additional med or try a different kind of infusion. So it's kind of a bummer. I was feeling better, so I was hoping some of my numbers had shifted, maybe just up a little bit to show like maybe I was trending. But I started on infusions last fall. I haven't gone into specifics. You haven't missed anything. I haven't gone into specifics about what all that is. I am slowly telling more and more people, and there will, at some point, I will be informing people. But right now, that's what I'm feeling comfortable sharing. It's like more and more. Every week, I'm feeling more and more comfortable. But yeah, that was a little disappointing. So... what else happened this week? And then if you're also new here, my husband was working at Disney and he was part of the layoffs. So he has been working super hard. He already had 2 interviews this week. Scheduled for a second interview for one of them next week. We found, I'm helping him. So I was explaining this to a friend, was like, and you know who you are. I know because you smile when I say it. We kind of have this team mentality. And so I help him find jobs. I just go and search for things and then I send them to him and he can do whatever he wants. But he's like, I didn't see this one yet. So, I'm doing something. I'm helping with something. But he applied to probably at least 40 in the last week. But there's some really interesting stuff out there. He's networking with some big companies right now. He knows people who are looking out for him. So the layoffs were 2 weeks ago. This is like the end of the second week. And we have a couple more, I'd say we have a couple more months to find something, which was really generous of Disney. We're really, really fortunate to have benefits through the end of June. So, so we're packing in a lot more. Like January for me had a lot of health appointments, and we're back to trying to fit a lot in before we wrap up this set of, even if he does get a job, the benefits might not be as good. So we're trying to use up what we can. So I put like HRA claims on here. So that's like an HSA, but it's reimbursement. And we're trying to use that down. We had quite a bit in there. And yeah, it's going down a lot faster than I thought because I'm using it up. Because I had 2 copays here and I went ahead and used it for that. The other thing was I went to the ER in February, and I'm pretty open about this, where I was having excessive bleeding, vaginal bleeding. And so it was scary. It was really scary because I have PCOS. That's one of the things I will share. And I've had heavy periods my whole life. I am so used to heavy periods. The pain, and they usually last 7 to almost 9 days. It's a lot. So when that happened in February, it was out of the blue. And I am in my mid 40s, so I am probably into perimenopause, getting into that. But I went back to my OBGYN after that, and they were not helpful at all. I shared my experience. I went to the ER February 9th, so it was, if you want to hear more about that story, it was a horrible experience. I had been seeing my OBGYN for years, probably almost 10 years, and then finally realized, so this was the other part, is like, as a neurodivergent person, you can be very vulnerable to situations. So I didn't realize during all these years, I thought she was like super cool, and I realized she was not providing me any information. Like, I would ask her questions and she would like just deflect. I wanted more information. Anyway, so I made a complaint, and that's all that came of it. But they're like, oh, do you want to see someone else here? I'm like, nope, peace out. And so I found a new OBGYN. I just had to wait a month to get in. Saw her on Thursday. She is marvelous, absolutely wonderful. She sat down and talked my ear off, and that is what I wanted. I just wanted information because I was freaking out and I don't know what's going on. She also gave me just a series of birth control pills until, like, if that happens again, that would slow the bleeding. And that I can call the office right away and see if I need to go to the ER again. So, yeah, it was like almost a blood transfusion, but it wasn't. Thank goodness. So, yeah, still processing a little bit, I guess. Anyway, but this is where I saw the bunny. I was going in for my really early appointment, and I went super early. So I left, it was like a 10-minute drive. I budgeted about 15-20 minutes. Got over there. I was in for they wanted me to come at 8:45 for a 9:15 because I had like some paperwork to fill out and some tests. So I got there like 8:40, or even just before that. Like, I was there super early and just took my time. And I'm so glad I did, because I needed to do extra stuff there. And I talk about this in, I don't think it was this week's, it was last week's podcast. My podcast is linked below. And it's about creating these, like, all this buffer time around your appointments, because things can go wrong. Like, I was expecting just more traffic in the area because it's like right around just before 8 o'clock. Oh, sorry, the 8 to 9 o'clock, and people are going to work. So even though it's local, I just thought, well, it's probably going to be jammed up a little. But no, it was finding a bunny. But I had time to enjoy the bunny, and I took a little video of the bunny. Just so bunnies are special to me. And growing up, I had them. I was raising them at home, and I just realized I haven't lit this. I do like this usually. And I'm trying to think. We had many, many different bunnies, but I never saw any out in the wild. I grew up in Oregon. But up here, I have seen multiple, like just around the Seattle area here, multiple times at different houses, we had bunnies just in our yards. And now my mom does. We have them just right up the street, but I did not expect them over where my appointment was. yeah, it was in a parking lot, and I was like, oh, well, hello. So yeah, that was really cute, and it was just nice to have that extra time to go slower while doing all the things that it was just a lot to do for that appointment. And then I had to go get blood drawn. But the night before, I made sure that I just packed up my purse and, like I have earbuds in there for when I have my infusions. I have pills and snacks in there in case I need to take my pills on the go. I have, I put my planner in there that I was just talking about, the Sterling Ink one, just to have. And I was like, well, when I'm having a busy day, sometimes I don't have time to sit and actually think about business stuff, but I had an idea and I was so glad I had that with me. I was able to just take a few moments, jot that down, and yeah, it just felt so well paced. I guess that's the thing, was like it felt so good. It took a lot of time. Leaving at 8:30, coming back at 10:30, it was like that's kind of long for a very close appointment. But I'm just so glad I just padded that day with it. I don't really fill in these areas much if I don't have anything during the day. I just like keeping those. I'd rather keep to-do lists down here. And this looks a little lighter because I am moving a lot more business stuff into my business planner. So this is going to start feeling a little lighter in terms of like, a lot of times I'll say record and film, but other times I'll be like post and then I'll invoice and then I'll do those kinds of things here. I'm going to move those into the other planner. And again, I'll follow up with that soon. My son had his first, we call it talk time now. He's starting into therapy just because he's super sensitive about some bigger subjects that are going on in school, and it's really keeping him from doing some of the assignments. And so we had like just a first initial consultation last week, and so he had his first talk time. And we love her. And he was like, I said, how'd it go? He was like, it was awesome. I want to do it again. So that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. I said, this is your time. We're not going to listen in. And if there's anything really troubling, she will tell us. It's not like she wouldn't, but I just want him to have another outlet to just talk about his stresses, like anything that's stressing him out about school. And he has a dry erase board, and she's like, oh, you can like totally draw on your dry erase board when you talk to me. And he totally drew this whole thing while talking. He can talk. He can totally talk. And so I'm just thrilled that it just went so well. He was going to have pictures taken today, and I said, oh, how'd those go? He goes, oh, I opted out. And I thought he was super excited about doing that. So that's his choice. These were group pictures. So he was in his class group picture, but these were some, like orchestra picture with the whole group and stuff like that. I imagine it was too many kids. Although the second one, well, it should have been a smaller group, but I haven't gotten the story, but it's totally up to him. It's not me that's going to appear in the yearbook. So, I have been working on the website in a little bit in terms of business and strategy stuff. So I'm getting a little closer, and there was something really holding me back on that. And then I figured it out. So I think things are going to go. Oh, I just realized I got 2 Starbucks this week. Starbucks is what I get at the end of my infusion, just as a little treat to look forward to. They had a BOGO. So I brought my husband home one. And then when I went to go pick up those extra pills that she prescribed, they were closed. They were having their lunch break. And I always seem to hit those lunch breaks. It's always like 1:30 and for a half an hour. And I'm like, yeah, they have to take their breaks. So Starbucks was right next door. Got that. I do all drive-thrus because I don't go inside stores pretty much at all. Unless it's Trader Joe's, I will do a quick in and out. But yeah, I just realized I got it twice. And that was about it. Yeah, we've just been kind of surviving. And then my period started on the 13th. So I was really glad that I have those pills in hand now, just in case anything happens. But I was like, I wondered why I was like low energy, more low energy here than I expected. And it was, well, because it was that part of my cycle. So moving on. So yeah, talk time. New OBGYN is awesome. Oh, my husband had interviews in the bunny, so those were all wins. I think I've talked about a lot of this, actually. Leaving early. There's some things I am still working on. Yeah, like using my biz planner. How is that going to work? But I'm experimenting. I need to do a phone call on Monday for the school, so I'll write that down. Energy ebbs and flows. Keep trying things in the business planner. Be ready this next week for busy and hard days. Spring weather I'm excited for. We have like a rainy weekend, but this coming week looks a little nicer. My husband's making some progress with some dental things that he was putting off for a little while, and it's just, I'm glad. He wanted to find a new dentist, and he found one that he really likes. So actually, that's I'm going to bring this up to everybody. If you have a partner, do they go to the same dentist as you, or are you and your family? Well, like my son goes to a kid's dentist, but I guess I'm trying to think. My husband and I think have had different dentists off and on. So he's gone to my dentist a few times, but he has to get something a little bit more serious taken care of. And so he just wanted someone who had more knowledge in, like, more services in office than going to a specialist. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. I'm just thinking of my own bad times with dentistry stuff. But anyway, I'm trying to truncate all these stories because there are a lot of stories right now. It was recommended in our local Facebook group about this local dentist. She was getting really great reviews, so he went and he's really impressed. So that's the story. Let's look at these. As the infusion, gynecologist, the AM routine was hard this week because of my low energy. I'm trying to think if one morning I think I went back to sleep. Well, one morning I did sleep in because it was after my infusion. Yeah. So I'm going to put that forward. I'm going to do that cautiously. As I said this week, I didn't want to put it here because I wanted the pressure off. It's not something that I'm going to stress. It's something I'm going to try. And so I don't even want to see how many times I didn't do it. Like, that's not my thing. Pantry use up. We are so stocked right now. It's hard to use things up in the pantry when you're like fully stocked. So I'm going to move that forward. I did do some music at home, and actually there was a time where my husband was playing cool music in his office, and I'm like, oh, can you share that to my speakers here in my office? And he like did, but then he lost it. So I was like, oh, that'd be so cool if we can like hear it in both of our offices. So I'm going to push that forward too. I have been a lot in the car, but my goal was to bring it more home because I really want to work and listen to music. Website I'm still working on. We're doing this right now, and I put my podcast out. This ER bill will just never get here. I have contacted them. I see the full, they don't have exactly the same amounts, but they're within like $20 of each other. So for an ER bill to be that similar, I count them as the same. So I see the claim in my chart, and I see it in my insurance. My insurance says it covered everything except the copay, which was exactly what it's supposed to. The other side says they're still missing a chunk of it. And I've written to them and said, look, my insurance paid it all. I don't, it's like this little glitch. Again, it was February 9th. Anyway, I just want to pay the copay. I think what I'm trying to do is, it's a $200 copay. So it's not, that's usually what an ER one is. And I want to use the HRA for it. And we're going to lose the HRA probably the end of May. So I'm going to give it till mid-May and then just pay it through. There's a way to pay it through the insurance site. So like they'll take your copay and then send it over. Like, if that's how you want to receive a check, sure. So I'm just going to keep it on my list. We've been doing all of our savings, and we sent the iPad in. We saved up and got a new iPad for my son. He's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. And yeah. And actually the trade-in got in there today, so we'll see. I think they were just going to give about $35. Excuse me, I'm going to drink some water. Sorry. So yeah. And then I actually did not have therapy this week because it was her birthday. She took the time off. And I said, yeah, I don't really need to reschedule. So, and then under the bed did not happen because I was super tired. So we're going to jump to here, which we have different health things going on. So I have therapy, chiro. So it's really just chiro here. And then I follow up, not this week, but it'll be this Monday, back with my gynecologist. So we're gonna, excuse the pun, dig in there. Sorry. Ooh. What else? Okay. We're just gonna keep putting the ER bill on here till it goes away, because it won't go away. They want money, so yeah. Savings, trade-in, final. I also was looking back at my monthly goals. So I have this chiro coming up. I did go to my dentist and there wasn't anything there. Water's been hard, so I'm definitely not checking that off, but did do that. But I need to put, okay, let's put some things in there. I am going to have a second appointment there, so I'm going to do this. And it's okay if it's checked off a little early. So I know the second one's on the 24th, and this was the 13th. So we're going to call that one done. So I was kind of looking at this. We did this. And then this was this week. And I'm doing this now, and that's this week. I didn't put numbers on those. Maybe I should have. So yeah, I just was kind of looking back at these, and then I was also looking at my yearly goals. These were a lot. I kept them very, very simple. And I do have a new doctor. Anything else is falling into the gynecological. Is that the word? I might not be saying that right, but I think there's going to be some shifts here. Big savings goal is still going. I am investing now. That's been fun. Baby investing. I'm doing baby investing. Besides, like 401k stuff. Let's see. Yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go with that. So let me put these numbers on. Is it this way? So plan with me's 2nd, 9th, 16th. Oh, okay. 2nd, 9th, 16th. I'm just doing it now so I don't forget. And then these are Wednesdays, so it's the 5th, 12th. I know I can add 7, but my brain isn't doing that right now. There. So I checked those off early. Those were for this coming week. Yeah, I'm a little ahead on those. That's okay. Okay. So going back to these, I don't do that often. If you've been here a while, I don't really jump back and forth. Excuse me, but I didn't really do that when I did my quarterly, like, catch up. So, what am I calling it? Pantry. Use up. Pantry. It looks like panty. Items. I'm tired. Am routine. Try. And I am liking this pen. I didn't think I'd like the pen, but I'm liking the pen. I only started using it a couple weeks ago. Oh, I guess in April. Because, yeah, March was all pencil. Right? No, I started using it the last week of March. Music at home. The erasable pen. That's what this is. Music at home. And sometimes I like to write these a little better. And what I mean by that is I can tell there's I'm a little tense in my hand or a little wobbly. And sometimes that can bother me. So, I was watching a bunch of videos here though for my work and learning. And then playing with me and my pod, which actually occur in the opposite order, but that's okay. So, well, that's just off altogether here. Okay. It's going to be a little messy. And then my son's therapy. I don't know if I'm going to get to under the bed. But I do like how I only put 2. So under the bed, which is linens and coats. And I'm going to put 2 bags. They're the zip bags. So the 2 was a little ambiguous there because I'm like, 2? 2 what? So, I mean, I guess I could deduce that, but the less brain power that I can use right now, the better. Oh, that is the pointy end. So I'm going to put water on here because I don't know what it is. I've been really water adverse. Is that the... I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be planning right now. My brain is just... Again, I have... I do plan like this because I want to show, when you're tired, it's hard. It's hard to keep this all in your head. It's hard to not miss things. I miss things all the time. I don't do my flow dot because I put arrows. And then maybe I'll miswrite like if I'm not clear here about saying there's 2 bags under the bed, then the next time I look at it, I'm confused. I'm like, 2, like on the 2nd of April? Like what is that? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have to put extra energy down here for the IEP meeting. So we have that scheduled for this next week. I'm not looking forward to that because I've had a time. I've been getting pushback for things that my child needs. And so I go into mama bear mode. I do. And I advocate. And when I talk to the OT that's assigned to the school, he's had a lot of private OT. But when we talked, I just talked to the OT because they're going to reevaluate him. She's like, no, that is like a legal document. They need to follow that. And I'm like, yeah, I've known this. We've had IEPs since kindergarten. And yeah. It's still a lot though. You still have to like, because what I'm fighting against is the teacher's bandwidth. It's not that she doesn't want to. She just isn't capable of doing that much. I'm looking for an eraser. Hold on. I'm just grabbing my pencil. Because these are all in pencil. I'm going to erase them. So I realized that, like, she is a very busy teacher. It's a semi-big class. It's bigger, a bit bigger than his other classes, because the more further up in the school, they don't have the limiter of saying, like, we're only going to have this small of a class. So, you know, I get it. But I also am like, yeah, but he needs this. In his case, I'm trying to think of a good example of what he needs. A lot of it is clear instructions, because he will lose instructions. Well, he will physically lose papers, but he will also hear instructions. And if it's multiple instructions, he doesn't remember where to start. But he retains a lot of information. But sometimes when it's like, okay, do it in this order. Like, hey, here's the instruction. Okay, now, like, not math. So, I mean, sometimes math, because it's like, do this and then do this. Yeah, I guess it is sort of that. So they have like an instruction, like, here's the multiple steps you need to do for this math equation. And he'll remember little bits, but he won't remember which order sometimes. But then I say, hey, can you teach me? And he'll be like, yeah, you do it this way. So I know there's parts where he's listening and getting it. I'm having my Cairo on a Wednesday because my Cairo is going to Istanbul to go be with the cats. Yeah. Normally I try to go on Fridays. And actually I just scheduled my May appointment with him. Anyway, also my son needs access to his IEP. I'm doing kind of rainbow colors here because I'm going to do spring colors. He needs access to his computer a whole lot more because he isn't doing well gripping his pencil at times. His hand gets tired, but the teacher wants it all on paper. So that's been a thing because I won't even go into why. Like, I have no idea why she wants it all on paper other than the kids are behind and they're doing better with paper with retaining the information because of COVID. But my son needs it digital. So let's see. I think I'll use this. 5 p.m. sometimes I would put in these stickers ahead of time. But then I just decided to start penciling in things instead. So yeah, this is our super busy day. My husband, nope, this eraser, is having a lunch here. So because it's not something I'm attending, then that is for him. And then he has his dentist thing. Yeah, I just write in his ooh, my tummy. I am digesting pizza. And then that, I think I'll do that in pen though. One meeting here, client meeting. Yeah, she was on spring break. So, and then she has her reentry. What we've been working on is reentry, and it's tax day. So we're meeting later in the week for that. We'll be back on our schedule next week. Yeah, and I guess, I think I'm gonna leave that there. Now, finally, it's WASHI time. Finally. So I tend to put the thicker one at the bottom. Also, I had been avoiding getting any more WASHI. I'm like, okay, I have my little container. But I feel like I've been limited with what I can do. As in, I want some more colors. I think it's spring. I think it's partly spring where I'm like, I like the greens. I've been doing a lot of green. Some pinks. But I feel like there's other colors on the rainbow. So I did get some more, and this is coming next week as well, is just some more solid. Ooh, that's a little crooked. Some more solid washies. And one surprise washi that I'm hoping to use next week, because I think it might be perfect timing. I'm crossing my fingers. So this is kind of plants. You can kind of see their little planty dudes. Or dudettes or theys. Or non-binary plants. Whatever they're happy with. I'm trying to see. I think some of those, do some of these have like 5 leaves? Just wanted some springtime feel here. I did stop on the way back and take a picture of our magnolia tree here in our neighborhood, because I always seem to find magnolia trees, or maybe this is just the past couple years, after all the leaves have fallen, or at least over half have fallen on the ground. And I had found them this year in a couple places where they were just opening and they were still all up there, and I had to take pictures. So it was just an office building. It wasn't somebody's yard, but it was nice to just kind of stop and do that. Okay. It's definitely going to be wet. So I'm going to put some galoshes right here. And I think that's just so cute. These colors are matching, and a lot of times they don't. This is, maybe I can do some more monochromatic. That might make me a little happy. A little happy. So the birds have been coming back. Do I have a bird? I think I saw a bird very similar. I think I'm going to do it this way. They're migrating through right now, so they're coming through. I had all these different colors, thinking, excuse me, I'm going to use a bunch. But now that I'm seeing like all the green, it's kind of nice. Oh, let's see. Not quite bike riding weather, but we've been planting a lot of metaphorical seeds, as in for my husband's work stuff, for my business stuff, and I feel like all the rain, actually, there's 2 rains here. I can't, let's see. Can I see on my computer? It is supposed to rain Monday, Tuesday, and then lighten up. So let's see if we can put this little rain cloud here. Oh, I think that's so cute. Just right there. He's just gonna move through over here. And then there's gonna be more sun over here. Should I use a sun? I don't know how sunny, but we'll just put it on the metaphorical weekend here. Okay, that's super cute. That's super cute. If it rains more next week, I got a little bit more rain and a umbrella there. Oh, I have 2 umbrellas. Kind of feel like using one of these. So, let's see. Sometimes I like things straight up and down, sometimes not. I think I like this one a little straight up and down here. Let's see if I can line them up. Just like that. Should I use the bunny? I only have 1 bunny. I think I'm going to wait. Because I saw a bunny. I could put it last week. I have a feeling I'm going to see another bunny. It's going to be my mantra this week. I feel like there's another bunny coming. Let's get some flowers down. So things are blooming as well. I think I want to put it here. They're kind of diagonal here. Is there anything a little smaller? Oh, there's a little seed packet. So we're planting seeds and we're having them come up. 2 bees. I haven't quite seen a lot of bees. I think I'll wait on those. Frogs. I have 2 frogs. I have 2 turtles. Frog or turtle? I think I'll do a frog. I think I want the frog to kind of be here-ish. I don't want to... Yeah. Frog going there. These are just so cute. I'm going to... The daffodils are coming up. I think I'm going to wait 1 more week, though. I think we'll do some more spring next week. So I think I'll do that. That's pretty cheery. That's pretty cheery. There's just a lot of color here. I guess there's some. I guess I tried to hit blue and blues. It is what it is. Okay. Sleep. It was a little shaky this week. Water is definitely my number 1. But I list it as number 2. Website is key. Music at home. That's a little long. That's okay. Homework. It's going to be a big week for homework. Because it was... Oh, my son had a sub this week. That's why. Let's see. I need... Yeah. Then we'll pull a card. And we're almost there. We're almost there. I know. These are long. Oh, we're almost at an hour. I know. It's a long one this week. I'm going to use green on the side. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, that's a really nice green for the side here. Sometimes the hues are really nice together, and these are working. So these are the Makselife ones. Okay, card. So this is my deck. And the deck did not come in the this is something I thrifted that I found magically fit. It was totally a coincidence. So what I do is I take that, put it in the middle, and then take a deep breath. Oh, I just realized, whoa, the world just totally jumped out. So that is what we're doing. I was going to take a breather and just shuffle for a while, but I just go with, if a card jumps out, then we're going with it. So I keep clicking that off. The world. Okay. Last one here. Feel the fullness of gratitude and lessons learned. Time for a new journey. Time for a new journey. That's why I like this deck. I mean, look how short these are. It's just so easily accessible. She made a whole book. These are hands, and then the person's holding leaves, just like these leaves. She made a whole companion book that she does have for sale. Her stuff's linked below. So, okay, last part is putting dots on the side. Let's see, will that green be too bright? No. I just put a few dots here. Too close. There we go. So I like to put just a few things that I'm focusing on there that I'd like to accomplish for the week. Lots of green, lots of growth, lots of growth. And then I go through my icons here from Knockout. The Nikons, that's a camera. The icons help me see what I need to do, kind of clue me in. So that's tending to my plants. And then every week on Wednesday, actually, I really like that there. It looks like it's going to get in the way, but there's something visceral about, I'm having a memory. I'm having a memory, guys. I'm having a memory. I'm having like it's evoking something of being in the rain in Portland, but yet having a good feeling about it. I don't know why. I don't know why. There's something really kind of cool about that. Maybe the umbrella is being protective. Let's see. The yard company is not coming this week. Coming next week, but we do have Ridwell coming for the pill bottles. Wow, that matches the little frog there. Yeah, recycle week. Too bad. Too bad it's not yard waste week. And everything would be matchy. Do not need to fill up my tank, so I'm looking at gas, car. Am I driving anywhere? No. Sinking. Let's see. I think that's about it. That's about all the icons I put on. I feel like I should wrap this up and get you guys out of here. So I'm going to tilt this real quick. I'm going to film next Friday. See, can you still see that? Yeah. Plants. Tend to my plants on Mondays. I'm going to record. We're going to do food. food order planning. I'm going to put Ridwell pill bottles. If you don't know who Ridwell is, you can look them up. I don't think I have them linked. I can link them below if you're really curious. They're in a lot of cities, but they take a lot of recyclable stuff. Then we have, well, I won't put anything there. So, by the end of the week, we're going to have these appointments behind us. I actually did this last week. Is like I put appointments for just getting through. I want to celebrate just getting through things. And I think I might let my son pick out another one of like his favorite meals sometime here this next week. What else? I want to put call school here so I don't forget. Anything else? I really want to work on the website. I know I keep saying that, but I am doing things in the background, and that may be too generic here. It's because it's all in my work planner. There are steps being taken. We filed our taxes in February, so we are done. Don't have to worry about that. There is a school thing here. Put a little question mark. I think that's it. Anything else, I will catch you guys up with. I know the plan with me next week, and the podcast comes out there. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I hope you like these cute little icons here. I still love this one. Little frog. So rain into sun. May your days and your weeks go metaphorically from rain to sun. I was going to do the other way around. Maybe you like the rain. There are times when hearing just rain on your windows can feel really nice, but hopefully, yeah, we are coming to the end of April. Oh my goodness, May's right around the corner. Although right now it's April 14th, so I still have a ways to go, but I hope you have a great week. If you like this, like and subscribe on your way out. I'd love for you to stick around and catch some more of my videos. I hope they're inspiring. I hope that you can see that you can take your time and get through things. And if it's too much, slow down if you're able to. There are things that you have to get done, and there are situations that you have to do. But if there's any way to split up things, to ask for help, any of that, please do. You deserve that support. So I will see you next week. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye, my friends. Bye.